Welcome back, everybody, to the smoothest vlog on all of YouTube. I'm Large Bogart, and today we are not ranting, we are not reviewing, we are giving you my top 10 films of 2012, so far at least. There's quite a few films out there that I have not seen, so I'm just going to go off of what I have seen. There's been quite a few great films this year, great variety, not just drama, not just comedy, not just horror, just a little bit of everything. So we're going to get right down to it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start off here with my number 10. Number 10 is Chronicle. Chronicle is number 10. I put off watching this movie for a long time. I put it off because I just heard mixed reviews on it, and I don't know why. I just didn't think I was going to like it. And I finally watched it, and I actually really enjoyed it. And the reason I enjoyed it was because of the documentary film style of it, and the idea of it being like, when you're sitting around with your buddies and you're talking about, if you could have this superpower, you could have any superpower, what would it be? Would you have this? Would you have that? And it really kind of brought that element to life, and I really enjoyed that. There is some, ridiculous things about it that were kind of bizarre that I didn't like, but overall this was a pretty good film, and I enjoyed it for the most part. So I definitely think it deserves the number 10 spot. Definitely check it out. Of the so many superhero films that have come out this year, this is probably one of my favorite ones that I've seen. So Chronicle, number 10. I think it deserves that spot there. Number 9 is Jeff Who Lives at Home. This is a movie I heard about through the grapevine, thought I'd check it out. And, it's a really lighthearted film, really enjoyed it. The comedy was nice. It wasn't really overbearing. It just had a really, great feel-good, moments in it. And it just was one of those kind of films. And it, stars Jason Segel, who, I think is great. And this is probably one of his better acting roles I think he's done in a film, maybe ever. But, yeah, this is really great, lighthearted film, basically about a guy who, is doing nothing with his life, needs some big moment to really define his life. And I don't want to spoil anything, so you just need to check it out. It's really great and really enjoyable film in my opinion. Next, ladies and gentlemen, don't kill me on this one. This one, I'm not one of those goofy tween, Twilight, blah 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 blah. I gotta go, see this, blah blah blah. But I really did enjoy this film. I definitely will follow the other ones, and not, also due to the fact that I really would like to get me a piece of Jennifer Lawrence. Probably not gonna happen. Pray for it, but it'll never happen. But this is The Hunger Games at number 8. I went to the theater and saw this. Didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I actually did, and I really enjoyed this. Acting was great. Woody Harrelson was fantastic in this. I thought he was great. So, everybody in this I thought, did a really good job. And the overall film, to me, was good. I really liked the concept, and I can't wait to see the other ones. Like I said, I'm not one of those twihard, Hunger Game, jump on a bandwagon. Oh, God, I'm such a girl. I need to see these. No, I just thought it was a good film, and I liked it. So, that's number 8. Number 7, jump off that, and we're going to go right into some action here. The Raid Redemption. Heard a lot of buzz about this online. Thought I'd check it out. If you're looking for a great story and a bunch of great monologues and stuff like that, you're not going to get it here. You're going to get a lot of great action, a lot of great stuff out of this. This is probably one of the better action films I've seen in many, many years. But the lack of story and, dialogue in this is kind of hurts it. But overall, some of the best action scenes I've seen in a long, long time. The concept is great. It's just one of those films you just watched, just to be, excited and drawn in and, oh, get him, da-da-da-da, kind of one of those films. I would definitely say check this out if you're a huge fan of action films. Everyone's all, jizzing their pants about The Expendables 2, I'm so excited, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Chuck Norris, da-da-da-da-da, all these guys in the same movie. I'm almost positive probably The Raid Redemption is probably a better action film than that. But that's my opinion. Haven't seen that yet. Probably planning on not seeing that anytime soon. But Raid Redemption is number 7. Number 6 here, some people may say this is a crime, some people may not. But this is where I feel like it should fit. When I first saw this movie, I thought it should be up in the top, maybe 1 or 2 films this year, but I kind of thought about it a little bit more and dropped it down, and that's The Dark Knight Rises. When I first saw this, like I said, I thought this was one of the best films of the year. And I still think this was better than, don't shoot me people, The Dark Knight. I thought this was better than The Dark Knight. I thought this was a more complete film. Christopher Nolan does a great job here, filling in holes, doing a lot of great stuff here. The villain was great. The acting was great. Everything about this was great. The only thing is about it is I felt maybe it would is a bit long, but other than that, it's still really great, and it's, I don't know, it just, for some reason I don't feel like I can give it that top. It didn't have just something about it that was missing to, hit the top 5 in my opinion. But Dark Knight Rises number 6, still a really good film there. Number 5, Bernie. Been hearing about this movie for a while, and all the things that people are saying about this is absolutely true. A lot of people are saying this is Jack Black's best film ever. It's really hard to argue it isn't. I mean, not really Jack Black's best film ever, but Jack Black's best acting in a film. He does a great job portraying this character. You forget he's Jack Black. He becomes this person, this character, Bernie, and basically about this guy who moves this town as a funeral director. Everyone loves him. He helps people out. And then he gets attached to this lady who treats him like shit. And it's a really twisted, interesting story. Don't want to give anything away, but it's not like ignorant or mean. It's no bad stuff in it. It's just a good movie, and it's got really kind of almost like a documentary element to it a little bit that makes it really interesting. Definitely say check this out, and this is also a true story. So it's a really cool thing. Definitely check this out. Bernie with Jack Black. It's number 5. Number 4. One of the funniest films I've seen in a long while, and definitely the funniest movie I've seen this year, and that is 21 Jump Street. The first 30 minutes of this movie, I was laughing my ass off. I thought this movie was hysterical. The playing off, Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum playing off each other was great. The people, the actors they put in this was great. They did a great job with this. I really put off watching this because the older I've gotten, I just was like, man, I really just do not want to watch these films, these crappy just comedies that are just, maybe there's a couple funny parts, but they don't do anything for you. They're just kind of a waste of time. And I really was like, a remake of 21 Jump Street in a movie. And then I heard a lot of great stuff, and I was like, okay, maybe people are just, they're tooting their own horn, and they thought it was great just because it's, it's comedy. But no, it's fantastic. It's one of the best comedies I've seen in a long time. And the story's great. The humor's great. It's not overbearing. Definitely check this out if you're a fan of comedy or just films in general. You'll get a really great kick out of this. Check it out. 21 Jump Street at number 4. Number 3. All right. So, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I am a total sucker for a really, really great love story. It has to be a really good one. It has to have some kind of interesting twist with it. It has to have something, going with it. I'm not a fan of those Zac Efron, Miley Cyrus, yeah, I'm in love with you, you're in love with me, let's sit on a beach and make out in the sunset, and yeah, that kind of stuff is just blah to me. Like I said, there is some cheesy, stuff that happens in love stories that I do think is good, but it has to be an interesting something great about this film, and this next one is that. One of the best love stories I've seen in a long time, because I've just stopped caring about love story films because they're just so, I don't know, just unoriginal. They're all the same. This one's not, and that is Take This Waltz. Starring Michelle Williams, Seth Rogen, a cast of other people. Another guy who's in this is really great. Wish I could remember his name. Sarah Silverman's in this as well. But the basic gist of this is, it has that same kind of mold of all the other type, love stories. Michelle Williams, meets this guy on a plane. They get back to where, they both live, and this guy lives right next to her, and she's married to Seth Rogen, and she falls in love with this guy. But it's so tender, lighthearted, and it's so interesting, and it's really drawing, and you really care about the characters, and the scenes are so, funny, and it's really just, it's a drawing. It's a very drawing type love story, and it's one of those where you just want, oh, what's next? Are they going to do this? Are they going to do that? Yada, yada, yada. And it really keeps you, glued. That's what I like about it, and it's really, really well written. Can't stress it how great this film is. This is definitely a great film to watch if you want, guys out there, if you want to, show your woman that you are an intellectual guy who can, sit and watch a good film, love story, and go pick this up and watch this with your girl. Even though, I watched it by myself, I still thought it was great just by itself. You'll get a great, feeling afterwards, and maybe you'll get some sex. Who knows? Throwing that out there. Maybe it'll help you, maybe it won't. But it's a good movie. I definitely say check it out. Number 3, Take This Waltz. So, number 2, ladies and gentlemen, 2, not number 1, 2. The Avengers. The Avengers is number 2. People are talking about The Dark Knight last year being the greatest superhero film, The Dark Knight Rises this year being the greatest superhero film. The Avengers is the greatest superhero film of all time. It has the greatest combination of action, drama, suspense, the best characters, funny. This movie is funny, just out of nowhere funny. It's just a great film. It's just one of those just complete films. It's one of the most fun I've had all year. The highlights of 2012 when it comes to film, music, anything that I cover, anything I do, wrestling, anything like that. Complete highlight. It's in the top. I just have a problem personally putting superhero films as the best film of the year. It just, for some reason, I just can't just put it into that mold. I don't know why, but number 2 is pretty damn good. Unless something else comes up there, it'll probably be number 2 for a long time. But that is the Avengers. If you haven't seen the Avengers, you should be shot in the face, and you should just be able to just walk around with just bullet holes in your face. Because if you haven't seen this movie, you're crazy. It's great. Can't really say much about it. Everyone knows superheroes come together, blah, 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 story. So, pretty much what it is. And number 1, the biggest surprise of the year. I kept hearing so much stuff about this, and everyone was like, I don't want to give anything away. I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I'm like, what is the deal with this movie? I got to check this out. And that is Cabin in the Woods. I went into this, watching this, and I was like, okay, it looks like it's going to be one of those regular type horror films that has that same setup as those kind of horror films, yada yada, they're whatever, that never get categorized as one of the best films of the year. This is not that kind of film. It is completely different. It sets you up to make you believe that. But it's so twisted and just mind fuck you, and just ear, eyeball, everywhere fuck you that you can pay attention. It will just confuse the shit out of you, and you will just be completely stunned with how this movie just ends. I mean, I hope I didn't give too much away. I really can't say much more than that. You just have to see it yourself. I really can't give anything away. But, just a great, great, great film. And I literally sat for like 15 minutes after I watched this and just thought about it. I was just like, just looking around. I was like, what the hell? That's brilliant. I never even thought of anything like that. So it's just one of those films. You just have to see it for yourself. Make your own judgment. Everyone I've talked to thinks it's great. It's just absolutely creative and insane. That's all I can really say. So that's all I got, guys. Before I get out of here, I want to give a shout out to Josh Whedon. Josh Whedon, the man who wrote and directed my top 2 films this year. Ladies and gentlemen, my top 2 films. Shout out Josh Whedon. If I could, I'm just saying, if I could, I would let Josh Whedon write and direct every film in the history of ever. Because this guy knows perfect timing, knows writing, knows humor, all of it. This guy is a brilliant man. And definitely check out, these 2 films. Obviously, if you haven't seen them, fantastic. So I'm going to get out of here, guys. I am Large Bogart, and this is the Smoothest Vlog on all of YouTube.